Hey everyone, Bradley tuning in, coming at you from beautiful Georgian Bay, and today I want to talk about pre-construction. Is it worth investing in a declining real estate market? All of this comes from a Toronto Star article detailing a couple who purchased a home that has since in the last year dropped $100,000 and they have still not closed yet. And I want to talk a little bit about the details of that and what consequences it would leave for you in buying a pre-construction in this type of market. But before I get started, my name is Bradley Watson. We do these videos every week, keep you up to date in the latest tips and tricks here in the GTA. And I'm really excited to deliver this one to you. Let me ask you a question. Have you had successes when you buy a pre-construction? For many people, for many years, they've been a very valid option. But today I want to call it into question and I want to ask, what is maybe the not so glamorous side of this? And it's a very interesting article. So this essentially details a couple that's engaged. They were looking to get married. In fact, they've had to delay their marriage twice. And the home when that originally was purchased in Barrie was $639,000 was the price tag with the builder. But since it's worth $100,000 less. Now they've approached the builder to ask for some kind of refund or assistance or some kind of grace. And of course, none is there. What we've seen in the last year, when they purchased their home in February, the market at that time was up 33% in a single year. That's huge. However, over 2 months, March, April, May, we saw the price drop by 20%. Absolutely crazy, and leaving this couple completely on the hook. What was supposed to close in 7 months in the end of the fall of last year essentially has turned into an 18 months prolonged closing date that still has not closed to this day. And the question is can they close, and how are they going to close, and what impact is it going to have? And the truth is this, that $100,000 price point, that is bared solely by the buyers. No mortgage company is going to finance that. That's left to them. Unfortunately for them, they had to use some of the money for their wedding. And now we find ourselves in a real estate market that's relatively flat. How long is it going to take for them to get that $100,000 equity back? That's yet to be seen. But then there's a few other sides that we've seen to this as well. We've seen interest rates go up, which makes now their lending more difficult than it would have otherwise been last year, which was all-time lending lows. And now, in my opinion, the biggest thing is the mortgage stress test. We did a video on this called 2018 Real Estate Predictions Toronto, as well as new mortgage stress test January 2018. The consequences, I'll tag both of those on our YouTube page. But there's been a number of things happen in the last year that have made it extremely difficult, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. And let me ask you guys a question. Given all of this scenario, is it worth it? Is it worth it buying a new construction, or is it simply too risky in this type of environment? We've seen for years, people see it as a very comfortable and stress-free way to transition from one home to the next, to allow for you to plan things like a wedding, etc. But now we're starting to find things in where a market is maybe declining or not growing as quickly. Is it still worth it, or is it something that should be dealt with extreme caution? Leave that down in the comments below. I'll see you guys next week with more tips and tricks. Take care and keep it real.